So then, we are about to get underway here at Croft. It's the first ever Bridewell R6 Cup race on this circuit, and well, down to turn one we go. This is going to be hectic to say the least, as this lot try to put 4 or 5 motorcycles right in the middle of it all. Deary me, that's going to be costly. Who is that? Looks like Adam Jenkinson's helmet. I hope it wasn't. No, definitely not Jenkinson. 42 it is down at the moment, so bike 42 equates to Guy Sanders, our one to watch from Knock Hill. So Guy Sanders, who has really been doing great things in the series, finds himself out at turn 1. Take another look at this. Well, a little bit late we joined it again, and really lost the front end already. We're just seeing the aftermath of what happened. Unfortunately, we didn't see it when it all started to happen.
Real unfortunately. It looks like James Hillier that's away at the front there, number 37.
James Hillier. Well, James Hillier qualified in 4th place on the grid, number 37 it is. James Hillier that's out front at the moment. Well, they spread themselves out fairly well on the early part of this lap already. Connor Cummins is at the back of that bunch. Big tall Manxman. As we watch Hillier under a lot of pressure now. The thing I like about this particular series is that even after qualifying...
These two are up.
There you go. Well, that was a funny little mistake. Really, he shoved it underneath him. Number 30, Gareth Glynn, got it underneath your race leader, and they all got tangled up, and that is the end of it before it all began for them. So James Hillier taken out. He is the second man in the series. That is really going to be a major disaster for him. John Boy Lee now leads. John Boy Lee, well, he comes fresh from a fantastic Grand Prix. I mean, he just got in a mess.
Into the complex.
Yeah,
unfortunately, they're down the inside.
Well,
nowhere to go.
A breaking point too far. No injuries, thankfully, but how happy will those two be? And James Hillier beside himself.
Real unfortunately, he didn't really commit any offence there, but he's out of the race. And Adam Jenkinson.
He's right there.
Number 11. Adam Jenkinson, 6th qualifier, and up to 2nd already. John Boy Lee in front. John Boy Lee, of course, winning the unofficial races at Donington. There was 2 rounds. Bridewell won one, and John Boy Lee won the other, and it was a joint point decision, and John Boy Lee won the R6, but no points scored at these rounds.
Good fun though, in front of 80,000 fans. That will be the biggest crowd this lot have ever ridden in front of, that's for sure, even though they were rain drenched by the time it got to that. Out there on a very wide line indeed. Adam Jenkinson, I'm not talking about. There he is in 2nd place. He's looking good at the moment. Could be a real opportunity for Jenkinson.
Peter Newell, it was wide there.
So, still leading, 78, John Boy Lee on the Astro Van Centre SBS sponsored R6. They're all allowed sponsors as well.
Whoa, Adam Jenkinson.
He's still on it. He's still on it. That is remarkable. That reminds me of Randy Mamola.
That was amazing.
I've seen anything quite like that. That was unbelievable. Adam Jenkinson on the bike, off the bike, on the bike, off the bike, and then just slides alongside it. Take another look at this. Well, he goes in. This is from our high camera. Gasses it up, gets it sideways, pings him out of the seat, then he's back in the seat, then he's skidding along beside it. Well, I do remember Randy Mamola doing something like that in a 500cc Grand Prix years and years ago at Misano, I think it was, at much higher speed, I hasten to add.
That just shows you what a fine line it is. He didn't look to be doing anything wrong, but he's right in the edge of the tyre, and he stopped and squeezed the throttle a little bit. Well, and he's sideways, but that certainly gave his injuries a good workout, just through the complex here.
Spun that rear wheel up just as far sideways you can get.
He was just in a little bit hot and had to go offline a little bit, but what a save, and fair play to him for hanging on to that.
Save of the day then, as far as Adam Jenkinson's concerned, but that's not done his championship a lot of good. I'll tell you what, John Boy Lee is the big mover and shaker here at the moment. 25 points he's on, and John Boy Lee, he's 4th in the series before you cut back any points. And this will do him a whole load of good.
It certainly will. Richard Wren, he's 10th on the first lap, and just due to riders going out, he's already up to 6th.
Well, Ollie Bridewell in 5th place at the minute, not where he would hope to be either. And again, Newell right out there on the wide one. I tell you what, 69 Peter Newell just looking a little messy, running in very hot. Mind you, that's okay. You can run in hot and find your way around here and just tidy it up a little bit, then he'll get real fast. He's hoping. 69. Newell I'm talking about.
Someone down at the final corner. Looks like, that's Richard Wren.
Connor Cummins, it does look like Richard Wren. It is Richard Wren. 24, Richard Wren has gone down. John Boy Lee is absolutely flying at the front, and his championship hopes are being done, well, by luck. So good.
It's a really tricky circuit here at Croft for these R6 on the standard D28 Dunlops.
Well, they're obviously working them really hard as it is at the moment. Take a look at this as Wren comes into shot. Oh dear me, hardly a bit of breakdancing in the back of our picture there. It is Richard Wren. Well, just picked up extended sponsorship from JB Riney, and he'll need it if he's going to chuck it up the road. Peter Newell has the fastest lap. The second place man has the fastest lap, 129.012. So, well, he sets the mark for a lap record here at the moment. Of course, every lap record that they do on these bikes today, as Newell again runs in so hot at the rear end of 78 John Boy Lee.
Well, Peter Newell, he's not in the top 10 of the championship. He's certainly been a bit of a revelation here. Comes from Cookstown, I think that is in Northern Ireland.
Well,
so
I don't know too many places called Cookstown, so I think you can pretty much bet on that. Peter Newell, second place, finding his... Oh, the ultimate spinning out big time there as well.
That was Adam Jenkinson corner in the complex.
I thought that was that corner there.
That was a Richard Wren corner.
Oh, Richard Wren, you're right, sorry. I stand corrected by your superior knowledge. Again. 78, John Boy Lee, Peter Newell, and number 3, Connor Cummins, our one to watch from Snetterton. He's there at the moment. Our one to watch this week at the moment. Ollie Bridewell is behind Cummins in 4th place on bike 46. Well, the Manxman, if he keeps it nice and tidy with all these mistakes being made in front of him, could move himself up another space at the moment. There it is, Bridewell now 4th, Pollock has dropped back to 5th place, Ian Lowry is in 6th place. He had a good qualifier. Bob Collins is 7th, Victor Cox in 8th place. Michael Niblett there in 9th place at the minute. He could do with a result as well. Been injured most of the year. Daniel Bray, one of our one to watches earlier on in the year. The lower leaderboard at the moment, down in 11th place. Still on that 5, third distance at the moment of the Yamaha R6 Cup. It's settled down just a fraction right now, Neil.
Yes. Oh, he says.
Big mouth.
He says.
Down goes Peter Newell. I do apologise, Mr. Newell. Dear me, I'm going to get a slap from the parents now.
Well, after setting the fastest lap.
Deary me and my big gob.
It really is a tricky circuit here for the R6 Cup, guys. The front, you see the front just fold. He's turning in there, still on the brakes a little bit.
He's been hot into turns, hasn't he, though, Peter Newell? He's been running in very, very well.
There he goes, look, the front just folded. He had no chance. John Boy Lee looking so good. John Boy Lee's about the only rider in this race that hasn't had a moment yet.
Well, remember Mallory Park? He had the biggest win we've seen in R6 Cup racing ever since the series. And John Boy Lee at the moment looks like he's set for another one.
John Boy Lee's a big talent. ACU Academy kid, and last year riding 125 really struggled with machine reliability problems, showed a lot of potential, but really has taken to this R6 like a duck to water, and probably the smallest rider in the race, but certainly can muscle that bike around. Well,
at the moment, the way he's going, he's going to leap up the order in the championship, because 25 points for him will give him 112, which will move him in front of James Hillier. It will move him in front of John Boy, will move him in front of Ollie Bridewell. If Bridewell doesn't have a good ride here at the moment. Where is Bridewell? He's up in 3rd place. That's okay. He's on 13 points at 16 points at the moment. Bridewell now has the fastest lap again. I think I'll keep quiet for a moment or two, because I'm causing these boys a bit of trouble, aren't I, really?
Well, championship leader Richard Wren, who went down at the last corner, he's back in the hunt. He's back into 19th, so there's a chance of him scoring a few points, but he still will lead the championship, whatever happens.
Yeah, he's got such a big lead. 38 points is the headline lead that he has. 26 points from Hillier if you take it on count back. Remember, they have to drop their 2 worst scores.
I heard that was John Boy. I heard some. That's John Boy Lee.
John Boy Lee's down. You heard it. John Boy Lee has tossed it away on the brakes. John Boy Lee just out of our shot.
He was riding an immaculate race. That just shows you how tricky it is. Nothing to do with the surface. Just so tricky. Track temperature's up. It's high 30s, low 40s at the moment, so it really is high track temperature.
Connor Cummins, the tall, lean Manxman, leads this R6 Cup race at the moment. He was our one to watch back at Snetterton. Connor Cummins it is at the minute. He is on 67 points. He needs a result. He's had a couple of 4th places this year so far. And really could do with some podium action. And Connor Cummins is certainly looking very, very good indeed at this moment in time. He's only had 2 non-finishes so far this year. Cummins, Ollie Bridewell up to 2nd place now. Pollock 3rd, Bob Collins 4th, Dougal and Niblett. That will be a great result from Michael Niblett if he can continue this kind of momentum.
And Adam Jenkinson, our Olympic gymnast, he's up to 10th. He's back in the hunt as well. Unbelievable.
What did you give him, a 5.9?
I certainly did.
Should have been in Greece, but prefers to be in Croft. He was nearly in trouble. And he's back on the bike. Adam Jenkinson I'm talking about. We're looking at Connor Cummins, your race leader.
So the way this race has been going, pretty much anyone can win. Just when, what were you saying about it settling down? We've got another follower there.
Tell you what, that's a fairly big
That
action
like,
at the moment as they straighten things out. Is it 5? Now if it's 5, it's Ben Castleton. So Ben Castleton's down. It looks like a 5 or a 3, but 3 we know is leading this race, and there he is still in it, so it must be 5, Ben Castleton. Give you news of the action there as far as he's concerned. Didn't quite recognise where that was as well. Connor being wheeled on. Got to be mum, isn't it, really? I'm guessing, of course. Never met his mum.
The trouble is that none of the mums are very old with the riders of this race, so you just never know. You
can see pace car being ready there. You steady on there, Neil McKenzie.
I could be digging a hole there.
You could be very large for yourself there. Jan, are you watching at home? Listen to your man.
I don't know what you're always trying to stitch me up. I haven't said anything wrong. I just said they're young kids with young mums.
I'm not going anywhere.
End of story.
If you feel guilty about that, then that's up to you.
Trying to make me number 5.
Give me a call, Jan, and I'll straighten you out on everything.
Yeah, number 5 that went down.
Connor Cummins it is then. Still. Yes, it is Connor Cummins that still leads. No, it's not Connor Cummins. Yes, it is Connor Cummins. From Ollie Bridewell, who is closing in. So one to watch. Had me fall for a minute there. He rides with number 46, Valentino Rossi's number on his motorcycle. It's a great number. And Ollie Bridewell clearly having his best ride of the 2 years he's been in this series. Never finished higher than, I think, 4th place. And right now, 2nd place and closing on Connor Cummins. It's been a bit of a war of attrition, there's no doubt about it. But Ollie Bridewell, to his credit, and taking nothing away from the ride just because a few people have fallen down, Ollie Bridewell has the fastest lap of this race. He did it on lap 6, 1:28.699. So Bridewell is doing it in immaculate style, but keep an eye on 34, who's closing in 3rd place as well. That's Mark Pollock. Pollock could be the surprise. I didn't expect him from anywhere.
Well, I am really surprised the amount of riders that have gone down, because there wasn't a lot of riders went down in practice. It must be due to the higher track temperature.
There's not been 10 riders gone down, and Mark Pollock qualified in 11th, if you get my drift.
I know what you're saying.
So Mark Pollock has obviously upped his game here at the moment. He's done it again on merit. And he's got 2 pretty quick kiddies out front at the moment. Cummins, well, he has been coming all year. We expected him to do this kind of performance. He's been given a bit of a leg up with a little bit of luck, but you make your own luck in any kind of racing, I reckon. So, Connor Cummins out front. Ollie Bridewell in 2nd place. Mark Pollock is 3rd. Bob Collins still 4th. McDougall is still 5th, and Niblett still 6th. That's how it looks at the moment. Peter Cox is in 7th place. Adam Jenkinson has recovered after a bit of shenanigans into 8th place at the moment. Daniel Bray 9th. McFeely, Lovett and Chisnell round out our top 12 positions of this R6 Cup.
Richard Wren in the points in 14th.
Now this is round 9 of the series. There are another 3 races after this one to come at Cadwell Park, Alton Park and Donington Park. So if you fancy a bit of park life, plenty to come here on Sky Sports. Still it is Connor Cummins out front. We're on lap 9 of 15. A long way still to go in this race yet. Still a lot of race to look for. Ollie Bridewell still in 2nd place, and still in 3rd place is Mark Pollock. And Mark Pollock has closed it down just a fraction on Bridewell again on that last lap. Keeping an eye on our monitors here. Look at the tyre debris in the middle of that chicane. Giving you a good view there from our camera.
Offline, it really is any one of these 3 that could win this race. I'm just on tenterhooks really, because these other riders that went down, I had no idea what was happening, but it looks like things have settled down. The tyres have got up to temperature, the riders have got a bit of a feel for the circuit and seem to be staying out of trouble.
You've got to say, with the track temperature being as high as it is, and as late in the race as those accidents happened, you just got to wonder why. It must have been just that they were stretching the limit at Croft.
I think, yeah, it's the first few laps are so important. It's very difficult to pass around here, so everyone trying their hardest.
Lap 10 we are, 2/3 distance, just under. Still Connor Cummins out front on bike number 3. Still 46, Oliver Bridewell in 2nd place. Still Mark Pollock, bike 34 in 3rd place. Bob Collins on bike 99 is 4th. And then it is bike number 9, Patrick McDougall on the V&J Racing R6.
Bob Collins unusually stayed out of trouble and riding a really sensible race.
Sorry, I don't believe it. He might have stayed out of trouble on the track, but it must have been some trouble somewhere.
he'd be holding back looking for some aggro.
I have to say, he is a character.
Well, we like that.
Yeah, we do like that. And if you're not young and can't be showing a bit of personality, then when can you? Still Connor Cummins, but under a little bit more pressure now, I feel. Oliver Bridewell just winding the wick up fractionally. Still sitting there is Mark Pollock in third place, but out a little bit wide, looking for a straight line through to the next part of the chicane here, and maybe the drive onto the back straight. That might be an intelligent line for the R6. We'll wait and see if it works when we get to the end of this quite long straight here. Certainly looks like he's got a bit of a slingshot shot down towards Tower.
Oliver Bridewell down the inside.
Well, that all happened on that big long right-hander sweep between the two chicanes. He lined himself up. That's very intelligent riding from Oliver Bridewell. Just carried the momentum through the second chicane, got a better straight line onto the back straight, carried it through into the pass. Great stuff.
Yeah, down the inside here, and he'd been looking for the last few laps. He knows exactly what he was going to do. Brilliantly executed move, makes the corner, gets a good drive out. Now he has to lead from the front, which is a little bit more difficult.
Well, he's got the fastest lap, which would indicate that he can actually manoeuvre out front and hold that. He's obviously quite confident. His confidence has been high. When I spoke to some of the R6 Cup mechanics earlier on today, they said Oliver is the man for Croft, as it is. And again, I know I'm going to get a real slap if I say anything about Oliver that puts him down the road. We are at the hairpin, onto the start and finish straight now, the start lap 12 of the 15. Oliver Bridewell easing away at the front. Well, I'll tell you what, I always talk about a gentleman's set. Pole position, fastest lap, race win. If you can get the 3, then you know you've gone home having done the full job. At the moment, he's got pole position. At the moment, he's got the fastest lap. At the moment, he leads the race. He will be one happy young man.
He's certainly looking good. He's certainly looking like getting that gentleman's set, and he would also move himself up to second place in the championship, which would be a nice day's work.
Bridewell, Cummins, Pollock, you can see him there. Bob Collins, McDougall and Niblett still remain in their stations, and they are 5 seconds apart each. So 4th, 5th and 6th places seem to be settled as well. It's all about these 3 up front. A couple of back markers coming into view as well. Let's have a quick look and see where Adam Jenkinson is. His progress is still in 8th place at the moment, so Jenkinson, having picked himself up, dusted himself down, is in 8th place. Daniel Bray is still 9th. Richard Wren is in 14th, so 2 points for Richard Wren at the moment. He will gain a couple of points from there, and let's have a look. He's only just off the tail of Gardner in front of him, so at number 4 is Simon Gardner on the fast floor in direct bike, so maybe Richard Wren will pick up 3 or 4 points if he's lucky after that off.
It'd certainly be worthwhile getting back on for, but it looked like that was Peter Newell cruising around there in the blue helmet. The guys just got safely past him.
Down to the hairpin again. It's a short blast between that right-hander and the hairpin, and then they launch onto the front straight here. Particularly long front straight, but an interesting way off of the straight. The right-hander at the end is a very interesting piece of the track indeed. Through the right-hander, he's going to chuck it on its side. It's probably one of the smooth parts of the track, and it's a squirt to this chicane. And this is where Oliver Bridewell had a lovely line through this long right-hander. There it is, out very wide, and he squares off the entrance into this next chicane, and that is what launches him down the back straight. I think it's a very clever line, and not many other people have worked it out.
It certainly is. It's longer distance line round that long sweeping right through the chicane. You get a real good slingshot through there, and it works good for every bike.
So Oliver Bridewell, seemingly with this under control, he has a half-second lead over Connor Cummins. Mark Pollock still 3rd, Bob Collins still 4th, looking for any movers and shakers. Jenkinson still 8th at the moment as they cross the line, and up to 13th now has gone Richard Wren. So he's more points every time he makes a place. He gains a point as it is at the moment.
Ollie Bridewell really has got this Croft circuit suss, using every inch of the track.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? He's worked it. Have you been taking him around? Because quite often you take the youngsters round to show them the way around.
I do on occasions, but not this weekend.
Why is that? Because you don't know your way around Croft?
I've never raced here. I don't know where I'm going. I don't embarrass myself and take them around the old circuit, which has got nothing to do with the new circuit.
Well, it used to go the other way. Still it is Ollie Bridewell out front, and really I hate to use the word control, because in the R6 Cup sometimes they lose control for no given reason.
He's certainly looking comfortable.
Yeah, and let's have a look at his times. 1:29.7 as he crossed the line last time, and that's nearly a second less than his fastest lap, so you've got to assume from that he's fairly comfortable doing this kind of pace. So we've got to assume also because of that the likelihood of him making a silly mistake is gone.
Yeah.
How many people at home are cringing as I say that?
Well,
14 of 15.
What a attempt. Great ride for Michael Niblett up to 5th. We've lost Patrick McDougall. He's made a mistake. He's gone from 5th down to 9th. In fact, I think he's fell off because he's slowly
slipping
dropping down the leaderboard.
Well, that might help Richard Wren, of course, who it was 13th as they came to the line last time, and he might well, on your theory, have moved up to 12th. Now then, it ain't over yet, boys. Look at this. We have got a podium fight still going between Connor Cummins and number 34 there, Mark Pollock. Mark Pollock has decided to pull the pin as we come towards the last lap of the race. Richard Wren is indeed up to 12th place for those of you following Richard Wren's progress. This is the battle for second place. Already Oliver Bridewell has enough of a lead. It was 1.1 seconds last time across the line. And we're about to come on to the last lap. Just one turn before we start our last lap. Oliver Bridewell will cross the line first. Second place at the moment is Connor Cummins. But Mark Pollock has looked at an opportunity. And if he can line him up the way that Ollie Bridewell did on the back straight, then possibly it's on.
He's got a good chance. If he can do an Oliver Bridewell line through that chicane onto back straight, then he's got a good chance.
Well, let's see if he learned anything. Ollie Bridewell out wide. No, he doesn't. He likes that tight line down towards the chicane. I just don't think you can get on the power early enough on these bikes. And I think Ollie Bridewell might have looked like a daft line, and even I would have questioned it if it hadn't worked. But certainly it looked damn good to me. And obviously a lot of thought went into it. And Oliver Bridewell is reaping the benefit of that. And there is no benefit for Mark Pollock at the moment because he hasn't quite sussed it out.
The number 3 Connor Cummins having a look round there, hoping to see no one, but unfortunately he's got Mark Pollock on his rear wheel, so now he has to dig in. Either has to pull the pin, put an immaculate half a lap together, or ride defensively.
Could be a desperate shove up the inside coming from Mark Pollock if he's in that kind of mood. We'll wait and see. Connor Cummins in the meantime will be looking to block any braking area that Mark Pollock might be able to ram up the inside of. Pollock out wide, that might have just cost him as he pulls it back down to the apex. He's looking for the speed down into this braking area that we're coming to next, but he's too far wide of the mark. Really, it looks like Oliver Bridewell has got the job covered as we come into the closing stages of this race. Just this little flip-flop then down to the hairpin. Already at the hairpin will be Oliver Bridewell. Second place is going to be Connor Cummins, unless he makes a daft mistake just here, which he's not. Squaring it off nice, blocking the third place man for the drive to the line. Oliver Bridewell, our one to watch, has now got that full set, pole position, fastest lap and the race win. Congratulations, Ollie. Fantastic ride for you. They call him the Milky Bar Kid. That's just because of the way he looks occasionally, but he's going to celebrate now with putting the weight on the front wheel so he can dump the clutch and get the rear wheel spinning. Ollie Bridewell through turn 1 gives us a classy burnout.